Hey guys, this is Shreyas and welcome back to another video. So today we are going to compare the WH-1000XM3s versus the 1000XM4s. Visually there's not a lot of difference, but I'll go through everything right from the design, the features and the software features. Also within the app, what are the differences? So let's get started with it. This is Shreyas and let's check that out. Okay, so let's start with the design first. So these are the XM4s as you can see, and these are the XM3s. So the first visual change which you can actually see is the brighter copper accents over here rather than the XM3s. The next thing is the printed NFC logo here and the NFC logo, and this is actually embossed. As you can see, there is nothing here on the left ear cup, but if we turn around over here, you can see that there is a proximity sensor. So this proximity sensor actually helps with the wear detection because the XM4s finally get wear detection, and that's a really great thing. So I will show you the responsiveness of the wear detection in the final review because I do not have to compare them because the XM3s does not have wear detection at all. Tune for that video and it will be coming up in your sub boxes very soon. By the way, if you have missed, I have unboxed the XM4s very recently and the card should pop up right now for you to check the video out as well. Another thing I would like to say is the new XM4s are way more matte and the soft touch is way more than on the XM3s. These are a bit less matte and a bit more shinier. If you can see, the lighting setup is the same for the both. Now for the ergonomics. So as you can see, the ear cups over here, the padding is a bit thicker over here. Not that it's softer, it's way less softer over here. It's way more plush over here. But the actual thickness of the ear cups are a bit less, which makes bigger ears easier to fit in this particular XM4s. So that's what one complaint I had on long-term usage. My right ear used to get a bit cramped in this because I have huge ears. But on the XM4s, I can easily wear them because my whole right ear fits inside the ear cup exactly. Now coming otherwise, we can see the top headband over here with the sponge. The padding is a bit less over here, but I literally faced no difference due to the padding. Moving on, the most of the changes have happened in the software and in the Bluetooth codecs. So let's dive right into it. So the XM3s actually had a wide variety of Bluetooth codecs supported by it: SBC, AAC, aptX and LDAC. By the way, if you want an explainer on Bluetooth codecs and how they work and which one is good, do comment down below and I will try and cover a video on the same. So the XM3s, as I was saying, supports, but on the other hand, the XM4s only has SBC, AAC and LDAC, and that is something that you should be concerned about. If you want to know why, you should jump into the unboxing video I have done, and I have explained what people should worry about while buying the XM4s if they own a PC or a laptop on. So that's about it. If I go into the deeper changes, let's just switch them on. You see I have the XM3s and the XM4s both paired to my Tab S7 Plus. So this is a reference of the software on the Sony headphones app you see on the XM3s right now connected to the Tab S7. On the top you can see codec that it's running. Over here you have something called as ambient sound control, which I will explain in the full review of the XM4s. You can tune your noise cancelling, you can change your sound stage over here, you can change your custom sound profiles and the surround sound effect you would want. So apart from that, there is nothing really new over here. You can change the function of the third button over here to ambient sound control, Google Assistant or Amazon Alexa. Over here I have chosen Google Assistant, as you can see. You can also disable the touch panel, which are used for play, pause, navigation and volume controls as well. And over here you have an automatic power off. So if no Bluetooth device is connected to this for a while, you can turn the power off. Now this is how the XM3s look. Let's just disconnect it for a while and let's just turn on the XM4s over here. I can go to switch another device and you can see it's listed, and I can just select the XM4s and it will load up. Alright, so here we have our first difference. We obviously have the same adaptive sound control and the settings for it, but if we go in here, we can clearly see that we have something called as multi-device support. So I have 3 devices paired to this. One is my tab, which is running right now. One is my primary phone, the OnePlus 8 Pro, and one is my PC. Over here at a time, the device can be connected to 2 devices. Right now it's with the 8 Pro and the S7. So for a detail, again, I will cover this in the XM4 reviews because This is just XM4 exclusive feature. Now everything over here remains the same apart from one feature, which is speak to chat. Now this is something which is useful because, as you may know, if you know about these headphones, you can cover up the right ear cup while listening to music, and it will lower down the volume of the whatever is playing and open up the mics for the ambient sound to come in. Now this is useful when you talk to people, but in XM4s that feature does exist, but they take it to another level, coming to a feature called a speak to chat. As you can see over here, it says you can start a conversation while wearing the headphones simply by starting to talk. Now what happens is when you start talking, the media you're consuming automatically pauses, the mics open up without you having to interact with the headphones in any way. You can just start talking in your normal voice and it will start to detect your voice and turn the mics on and pause your current media. Now what setting you can do over here is focus on voice only. Voice detect sensitivity, automatic, high sensitivity and low sensitivity. This is very useful depending on the environment you're in. It's after you turn this on how long it stays. It will not disable on its own, but only when you stop talking will it let the mics on for 15 seconds or whatever time period you have selected, and then resume the playback of whatever media you want on. Now I really felt this was a gimmick, but it came in really handy for interacting with people around the house and talking to someone very quick. So I found this really useful, and details of this will obviously be in the final review. Now rest all whatever we had over here remain the same. Again over here you can see that we are connected by the AAC codec. Remember, multi-device support on the XM4s only work with the AAC codec. Cool. Now if we go into system, we have a few different features over here as well. Now you can again select that connect to two device simultaneously. Now here you have automatic power off, which also existed on the XM3s. The difference being on the XM3s it was only when the Bluetooth was off. Now over here, since it has the proximity sensor as I showed you over here in the XM4s, now I feel this is way more useful because by default your headphones remain paired even after you stop using them, because often I used to forget to unpair it because why would I if I'm using with a particular device. Okay, the next option you have over here is again wear detection, which says, so this is simple wear detection. I will cover it detailed in my full review. Notification and voice guide is something over here, and you can select from so many languages, integrating it with the Google Assistant. Alright, coming to the other changes, the XM3s are still rated for 30 hours of playback and the XM4s are similarly rated too. Honestly, I let them run a long time, and the XM3s even after over 1.5 years still give me similar battery life. Mind you, this battery life is in the lowest codec, which is SBC, where you can do a lot of tweaking to the sound signature. But on LDAC, both these headphones will have higher power consumption. Now I know the XM4s are relatively new, but I get almost similar battery life on both. So that tells me the endurance of the XM3s have remained excellent for over the time period, and I'm positive about the XM4s for the same reason. Now let's get down to the audio quality. Now the audio quality is not very different. I let the XM4s work for at least around 30 hours. I have discharged this almost over 3 times, and still the audio quality is very much comparable. I do not see a huge difference. The difference will only be that aptX HD does not work in the XM4s, and that's a clear disadvantage. But if you take both in the same codec like LDAC, I do not see a very vast difference. But coming to the noise cancellation, I would like to say that the noise cancellation is a bit more superior here. And also owing to the features like speak to chat, the noise cancellation and the tuning of the noise cancellation is a bit more improved from the XM3s, which is a huge deal. Now, if the price difference is a concern for you, I can very well assure that the XM3s is no slouch in terms of noise cancellation, because it was amazing to begin with, but the XM4 still manages to top it up by a small margin. Now coming to the main event, which is the price difference. Here the XM3s currently on Amazon is running at 25,000, but I have seen it go as low as 20,000 during the Prime Day sales. The XM4s are at an introductory price of 28,500 rupees, but after September 30th, it is supposed to go to 30,000 rupees on Amazon and even on Sony's website. So let's see, on the date of recording, it still stands as 28,500 rupees. So that's been it. Thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.